Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Look out. These people are slow. Look.
High school. Look at me, Mr.
Well, I have to say that I think it's very exciting what you've done, and we thank you very much, and we will certainly welcome you in Washington, and we will present the petitions, and we will make note of it on November the 12th. And what you've done is really very, very important. I can't tell you how really moved I am that you have done this, because it's clear that you are going to be very important in the whole democratic life of this country, and it's just great to have you with us. We are here available for any questions from the press, I'm sure.
I'm a junior at Franklin K. Lane.
Why'd you come to Albany?
Well, I feel pro-choice is the woman's right and no one should interfere with it. It's a constitutional right that all women have, and the government shouldn't take that right away.
Junior at Franklin K. Lane.
What are you doing in Albany today?
Well, I came here to support the fellow pro-choicers.
What's the crowd look like?
Well, there are a lot of people out there, mostly women, but there's a lot of men here too.
How come you're pro-choice?
Because I feel it's the woman's right to choose, that nobody else should be able to make that choice for her, except her.
How come you decided to get involved?
Because it's something that I feel that's important, and that something should be done about it, and that people now are starting to pay a lot of attention to it and not before.
They may need that abortion, and the relationship they may have with their parents may not be good enough, may not be strong enough, secure, for them to say, help me.
I believe that there are many young women out there who cannot get their parents' consent for abortion. There are abusive families, there are drug-addicted mothers or fathers or alcohol-addicted parents.
If you have a father who impregnated his daughter, and that's incest, and she has that baby, how is she going to go to him and say, I want an abortion?
Hi, I'm Sal Noto, and the reason I'm here is that I also feel that it's not only a woman's right, you know, as far as abortion goes, that men should also be involved in the situation.
Representing women too.
Miriam LaSalle, I'm here. Wait, so gonna read it? We get my foot.
You support women's rights as a woman. You have a right to choose to do whatever you want.
And I'm here to support women's rights.
Abortion. And here in Washington, there was a vow to fight politically.
I pledge not to vote for nor support with my money or time any candidate for any office who does not fully support and work for women's equality and the right to safe, legal, and accessible abortion. No, George! George has no choice! We say no!
The biggest turnout was in Washington, D.C., where more than 150,000 people stretched from the steps of the Lincoln Memorial to the Washington Monument. Now, here in our area, pro-choice supporters protested in front of St. Patrick's Cathedral. Perry Peltz reports.
No forced labor.
And we're rushing to.
No forced labor.
St. Patrick's Cathedral is considered by many to be New York's seat of Catholicism, the home of Cardinal O'Connor. As many prayed inside, others came with a different agenda.
We shall not be moved just like...
More than 50 pro-choice advocates gathered holding signs. They wore black, their bodies mimicked pregnancy, and they were draped in chains.
All over the country attended today's rally on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. Anti-abortion groups had threatened to stage confrontations with the pro-choice crowd, but only a handful of demonstrators showed up and were quickly drowned out. Today's rally was a victory celebration for some. Mayor-elect David Dinkins and other newly elected city officials took their bows.
First, let me extend my appreciation and congratulations to the women and men of Virginia, New Jersey, and New York City.
Decision was handed down to grant women the right to choose an abortion. Now, in 1989, the Supreme Court has revised certain legislation allowing individual states the freedom to interpret Roe v. Wade. Today, it's my sincere pleasure to welcome you all to Franklin K. Lane's abortion debate, sponsored by the Forum Club. The Forum Club is a group of students who try to stimulate debate on controversial issues. We are also a political action club who have opinions and point of views on which we act upon. In the past, members of our clubs have marched against apartheid, racial violence, and in favor of a woman's right to choose. On November 12, 1989, the Forum Club members will again march in Washington in favor of a woman's choice of that self-same right. People who would like to join us can sign up after the meeting in the table in the hall. Today's distinguished speaker, Sharon Long, of the New York State Right to Life Committee, graciously accepted our invitation, and we thank her for participating in this event. Our speaker, Sharon Long, is going to argue the pro-life position against the woman's right to choose. Next week, Kaylee Davis of the National Organization for Women will argue the pro-choice position for the woman's right to choose. After the presentation, questions and comments can be made. Students will go first. Everyone is welcome to stay after 8th period. With you now, Sharon Long.
Have an opportunity to do this, and since I don't have much time, first of all, I'd like a show of hands. How many people here suspect that they may be the result of an unplanned pregnancy? May I see a show of hands?
What about being pro-life after birth?
Sure. I'm a caseworker in child support enforcement, and I flunked out of graduate school because I was so involved in Birthright, which is an organization which tries to help women. So every day I'm helping women now by trying to get them child support. These are women after the child is born. Many pro-lifers take women into their homes and contribute a lot of money to organizations which give women cribs and whatever. And I think and I've also spoken at New York State hearings for child care and daycare, and I think it's very important that we get involved this way. The thing is, pro-lifers like to separate what we do for women from our political activities, largely for confidentiality reasons and because we feel that what we do for women shouldn't be political. We should keep that separate. So because the people who are doing things for women are not giving speeches like this, most of them, you really don't hear too much about them. But practically everybody who's a right to lifer has quietly done something along this line. If you go to any right to life conference.
You said that is it fair for you to tell someone to have an abortion when that girl doesn't want to have an abortion? Is it fair for her to raise that baby in the world and for her not to give all the love that that baby needs? I mean, you're going to raise that baby. The baby's not going to be loved because the mother didn't want to have it in the first place. So where's that baby going to go?
That's very...
From a broken home and then go into a foster home?
No, not murder. It's killing. We look at it similar to a soldier. Like when a soldier kills another soldier in war. Is that murder?
But don't you think that soldier has the right to live?
Yes, I do. And that's why we believe, but there's a difference. Now, with regard to a woman, all of us believe that abortion should be legal to save the life of the mother. However, that doctors say that in the United States, there is with the medical care we have, There is no situation with proper medical care where a woman's life is endangered